The next help screen we're going to go through is on the Project Drawing catalog. We're going to go down to the list view, click on the list view. The list view will show a record for each record group that you put in at the top level item. What this would do is allows you to pick the screen that you want to view. In this case, we had a sample project, the utility shed, and the one we were first viewing and working with, which is the 46-foot cabin cruiser. Now, you can either jump to the catalog itself and view the catalog item. You can do a find if you needed to. If there were a lot of records, you would click on the find, type in any portion of the record you're looking for, click the perform find, and then you'll see that record pop up as the only record. Recall from the prior video what I said: if you do a find and are only showing one record, or you come to the screen and you only see one or fewer records than you're looking for shown, click the Show All button and it'll return all the current records in the current selection. This particular question mark might raise a question. If you're actually going to print this screen and you go to the basic application and you do a preview, it'll show you what this screen is going to look like when it's printed. To exit again, just put the exit preview and it'll come back. This is on the desktop application. On the iPad using FMGO, FMGO has an icon of a gear in the upper part of the screen on this side over on the right. And what you would do is you would click that gear and there would be a selection for printing. And when you go to print, you can pick the kind of page that you want to print from internationally, all the different sizes, or you can pick the thing to go to a PDF file, or you can actually, in the case of a list view like this, you can actually send it out to an Excel record if you wanted to, like an export. So you could see all the data in this record in an Excel format. If you recall, I said that this will hide and show the menu options at the top. This also works on the iPad to hide the menu bars and everything to give you more screen information. One thing to point out, if this is being used on a server, on a custom cloud application, what would happen, there would be a different menu at the top. It would include the layout drop-down so you can see all the different screens, but what there would also be is some different buttons. Now I want to point out on a list view what happens is it'll show the first roughly 50 records, and then you would have to slide this bar over here to see more records on the screen. In the same way, if you had a whole bunch of records on this one, this is really the individual records shown here. And if you click on the way down, it will change this bar and move it over. If you did a find, this turns green. It'll show you the current records in selection, which would be the number of records that are actually in the find. So if I found one record, this would turn green, and then this would say 1 instead of 3. So right now we're seeing all the records. Just as a quick reference, if you clicked on the green ball, it would return all the records back to the current selection again. There's also a thing called omit. We'll talk about later because I added it into the buttons. You can omit certain records, and you can do this on the server as well. If you highlight a row or put your cursor in a row and you say omit, it'll hide that one record from view. And say, for example, there were one or more records that you wanted to hide and yet print the rest. You could use omit to omit records. Remember, again, you would still have to show the show all again to bring all the records back on the server. Okay, if you have any questions, as usual, you can send me an email, or you can go to the support site and ask questions. You'll notice one thing I showed up here, save to a PDF. This is on the desktop application. This will not work, or is not even shown in a runtime application on the desktop. If you own FileMaker, you can use this, and it will provide those different solutions where they do have the save to PDF included. Like I said, if you have any questions, get a hold of me on chat on the support site.